Harry, man. Oh, you're making the mining camp like in Somalia. Like, can you please make it a bit closer so it's a bit efficient? Replay review, which means that we're gonna watch a game from Harry. If you guys are interested in a replay review yourself, it's like a service, it's like coaching sort of. It's like $25 for one replay, preferably Arabia, but doesn't have to be. And preferably it doesn't have, it's not like a 5-hour game. It's set time limit to 45, but if it's more than 45, I will watch the whole thing, but I will forward, so. Harry, 400 elo. Okay, so usually been watching a arena from Harry. Now we're gonna watch a Hun War. Alright. Hun Wars are like OG of AoE, like OG wars. Hun War was the thing back 20 years back, you know. It has developed a lot. Before it was like Skirm Spear, Forward Tower, all over the place into Scouts, all Feudal action. Now the meta is more like Scout opening with like 20 pop up, 19 pop up. It could be good. And depending on the map, you have to go follow up with the archers. So the standard like aggressive build order from Huns is that you go for Scouts until you have 13 farms. At minute, I think it was 13:30. On the dot, you add the mining camp on the gold, and then you start adding ranges. So you go 1 or 2 ranges together with Scouts, and then you go 1 or 2 ranges, and then you go like archer Scouts. Pause. Okay, I could unpause or not. I have capture rage here though. Alright, here we're back. Right, so first thing, a small little detail here is that the lumber camp is not really placed well for a future. I know it's inside the wood line, but ideally make it a little bit closer here in a little gap, so you have wood surrounding it, or on the flat to get a lot of wood. But now you just made it flat with mostly there's 2 woods close. So the lumber camp is a bit poor placed. During elephant nicely. So ideally, just like how this game looks like, you want to go up. At this elo, I would go 20-21 pop. Not less than that. I think like really low elo are good at doing the build orders, yes, but going up super fast is very complicated later on. It doesn't really give you solid economy once you hit feudal age. You have to work with the minimum resources, and that's what makes it difficult. Opponents on 4 on wood, which indicates a drush. Because if you go 4 on wood is barracks, well 3 on wood is more a scout build. I think it's fun, yeah, but it's really hard. Yeah, 20 is good. So yeah. Opponent is exploring Harry here. Everyone's killing boars with elephants these. What? Everyone's killing elephants with villagers these days in the TC. No one did that when I was young. Even at 1000 elo, people are going up 19, 20, 21. Yep. Low elo players are too good these days. Okay, so this looks like a pre-milled rush. I'm not really a fan of a drush. I mean, the barracks is fine placed, it's close, but if you want to place buildings with Huns, since you don't have houses to protect your resources, you probably put buildings in front of buildings, so in front of resources, so that it protects, gives line of sight, and things like that. Looks like this is a really fast man or arm build though. Wow. I mean, it's viable, it's something different, but it's definitely viable, and the builder looks really good here. Except for lacking a little bit of wood maybe for the mining camp, but yeah, this is a really solid build order. Really nice job. 0-second idle TC, perfect. Like, can't really ask for more than that. So what you want to see here is that we get the men at arms and then go for the berries, right? So that we don't run out of Jesus. So we don't run out of food. But I guess this is like really fast men at arms archer build order. Pulling off this build order faster than I can do it. 19 pop, really solid. Really solid from Harry here. Once you have the militia go aggressive, you never want to play in your base right now. That's really odd. Gotta take the advantage of the lead. Just this has always been Harry's problem, by the way. Like when I watch him play Arena, I mean, he's way too passive. He's not taking advantage of his units. You go 19 pop to play defensive men-at-arms? No. If your opponent is attacking you with his own men-at-arms, you wall in your vills or you run. But you need to put some aggression. Yeah, Harry now moves out, but I don't know why we didn't move out earlier. Because you give opponent time to wall and build up army. Like now, okay, so the difference here is that if you send your militia right away, you will have faster men-at-arm upgrades, right? You'll be here. And you have presence on the hill and stuff like that. But if you start sending the men-at-arms now, by the time you get to the base, opponent will have his own men-at-arms, and the archer range will be up. Doesn't matter if he wants men-at-arms, he can still get men-at-arms by being near opponent's base. Like, even if he sees him, he can still run, he can't catch him. Minimap. Thank you. I'll fix the overlay. Better for you to leave chat up though? Yeah, but it's... I can't really move it. The overlay is set right. So it's better... it's better for the thing if you see the minimap. Yeah, so the men are also coming in a little bit late, but still... taking a decent fight. Like, in this case you should just run, because you're 3 against... But you have the scout, I guess. So all in all it's okay, but I would probably just run. Wait for the range, like archers. Alright. So it's very common with this builder to not get any eco upgrades, which is happening now. Blacksmith, okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't mind, I don't mind. Oh, and look at this, guys. Idle time from blue. Almost 2 minutes. He did so much damage. 4 villager lead. Like, at this elo, people are just killing themselves. Like, are you happy killing the enemy army, not losing any vills when you idle your TC for 2 minutes? 4 vills behind? You're already dead. Alright, so at this point, Harry just has to play standard. 6 on gold is way too much, by the way. At this point, like, your eco is really struggling for food and gold. And at this point, you should also just fight back the men-at-arms with vills, not run away. So, a bit too many on gold. You don't need 6 on gold with 1 range. More or less, just go 4. 4 villagers on gold, that should be fine. Because we're gonna be floating a bit more gold, and we're gonna have less food and wood, so that it's gonna be harder to get to castle age. It's gonna get harder to put the farms up. But really good lead over the opponent so far. The opponent's fully walling, which is his advantage, and he's sneaking a couple of archers in on the right side. These archers, I hope you don't run your wood line. Okay, you attack. What I would do here is just keep chopping wood and send my archers over, which he's doing now. That's good. And then so how you micro this, by the way, is that you when you have 2 archers with no fletching attacking you, you pull away the villager that is hitting, you pull it to the right side, so that the archers are attracted closer to the wood village chopping here, and then you pull the full HP villas to chase his archers instead, so that you don't send all your wood villagers away, because then they have to run back, it takes longer time, and you will get less wood. Hello, Harry. Clearing them off nicely, and this is where you start also planning on getting some eco upgrades. The opponent is like attacking a lot of different sides, controlling 2 different armies. But this is really easy to fend off. Like Harry, you're overreacting a little bit to a very small army. It's a half HP men-at-arm and 1 full HP, and then you have archer scout nearby. Just fight back with vills. If you run everything, you're gonna lose too much resources. Opponent's fully walled, so the damage is not easy to find. When your opponent's fully walled and you're you can either put a lot of pressure on his walls, or you have to stay defensive. Because if you go attack his walls here, and stay stuck, can't do damage, your opponent will sneak around archers like he's doing right now. And then all your army is at the opponent, and you're fully exposed. You need some kind of a defense at home, which is really hard with this map. One skirmish is really good job to add a skirm there, because then you can defend off a little bit, but one skirm is not gonna cut it. The way to defend is actually how you did it here, just add some skirmishes, but add more than one. 2 archers defending the gold. But those 3 archers here are, yeah, it's okay actually. It's fine. And like here being annoying on the berries, I would just sit on the berries, just hit the berries, idle them. Big Bass, so thank you for the prime. Clearing off them nicely, and those villagers. So, many people struggle with what they do with the berry villagers once they're finished. If you have a lot of excess wood, you can make more farms. But in most cases, you want to send these guys to make a secondary lumber camp if you started with 1 lumber camp. Which is exactly what Harry is doing right now. Hello, good morning, Dragon. So, here, he did the right thing by adding a second lumber camp. The lumber camp placement is bad once more. The lumber camp has to be like a little bit in here, so it has a wood on the side. It can touch more wood, basically. Sounds a bit wrong, but it's just how it is. The lumber camps has to touch the wood. Okay, let's go. So at this point, the game is kind of slowed down, right? The army is cleared. The opponent's walled. One thing is really important to do here, guys, is track opponent's army, see where it's going. You know that you cleared a bunch of archers already and 2 men at arms. Now try to track opponent. So use the scout to explore around the base, especially near the archer range. You need to start slowly walling your own base and build up economy for castlage. So how you do this is that you attack with what you have, this one. You make new army to stay at home in case of sneak. Slowly wall up one side while you keep the other army on the other side. And then, once that is walled, you wall here. You wall here, once you are like with your army protecting. And here, of course, is walled. And then you can move out safely. But you cannot move out safely not being safe at home. That's really, really risky. So, you either scout a lot or you wall up. But ideally just a slow wall now. This army, now you see where he is. So now actually, once you see that his army is defensive and what he has, you can send everything forward. But since he has skirmishers, let's see, what do? We either add a stable to go scouts as well, or we just add in our own skirmishers and keep adding eco to go up to castlage. ILTC time 0.43, not really necessary with Hans, you don't get house and stuff. But I guess the economy was just a bit weak after that opening. I was telling you not to wall. I tell you to wall, but not like a maniac. Like you wall everything in Darkish like I used to do. It's not that good. Wall little by little. And at the right time. Alright, adding more farms now, it's really nice. The economy is looking good. There's no horse color here, so it's gonna hurt later. The same goes for opponent. You guys both did a build order that really doesn't really suit horse color. Opponent has way less farms, is way behind in economy. And his army is looking a bit scary for your army, because you're full archers against full skirms with armor. Like, you don't want to take fights that you're losing. So, you have to find a way to deal with this. So, adding own skirms is good, but you're not doing that, so... Like, this could really backfire if opponent goes a lot of skirms. Slowly warming up now, that's correct, and also staying back with the army. But you're not tracking him, so... You're moving away while he could be sneaking around. Didn't track him, so that could hurt, but now there's a red dot moving in, tracking the army, that's nice. That's exactly what you want to do, but might lose his scout now. Yeah. Another advice, keep your scout on stand ground, because then it won't go aggressive mode straight into the army when he sees it. Maybe that's the way to get away with the scouts. Stand ground with your scouts. Right, really good economy here. Should be a way faster cast stage, and this is when you have to take advantage of the cast stage. Stable coming in now to maybe clearing up those skirmishers. Try to take as little damage as you can. Keep that low HP villager away. Very nice. Okay, that's actually a really good move. I like the no panic. Oh wait, he's panicking. Never mind. Like, why you pull off the villagers now? Like, you don't have to pull off the villagers now that your army is here, because now you have a lot of idle time again. Unnecessary. Second army coming in. This is also a thing you need to work on. Like, what you're doing now is good, but this should have been done a long time ago. When you see an army of this little size, don't send full-size army to kill it. Especially when it's that small army. Because there's two reasons for that. This half of the army could be useful somewhere else, and he might be having a backup army like this one. So don't send everything. This should be a debate, you know, especially when you're open here. Again, we're kind of overreacting, sending everything back, like running away, idling a lot of eco, just because of few units. Second range. So this game usually plays into cav archers now. I would add one scout to deal with this. Easy got eco for it. Like a scout here, yeah, it's doing it, it's good. Scout here is really good to tank the skirmishers. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to trade like this right before cast stage, because now there's no point of adding crossbow. Like, alright, I hope you didn't press crossbowman upgrade after this, because you only have like what, 8 left, and you're gonna go into cav archers in this matchup anyway, but you keep queuing up archers, so then it's fine to go crossbow, I guess, but I would just stop arch production now and save up resources for cav archers, and there's several reasons for this. 5 on gold, 29 gold in the bank. You will not have resources to upgrade these crossbowmen, so they will be like feudal crossbowmen cast stage, kinda useless. And yeah, it's gonna be a trouble. By the way, you're doing a horrible job defending your gold here. This era should have been walled a long time ago, then you wouldn't have to do it. Or in worst case, you just make a tower here if you really don't want to wall it, because you have to secure this area somehow. It's really important to defend the open areas. Now losing a lot of vills to nothing. So, how do you come back from this? You have to regain the villager deficit that you just got. So as soon as you cast stage now, you have to add a town center. Because Harry, man. First of all, you could have made a town center. Second of all, you're making the mining camp like in Somalia. Like, can you please make it a bit closer so it's a bit efficient? Like, you're making a second mining camp for a reason, right? Alright, so now we just need gold. That's good. Did the gold upgrade, I believe. And I think I saw the gold upgrade at least. And put more on gold, which is the right move. But see, even now with the crossbow, what's happened? Like, you don't have gold to upgrade them and stuff like it. Could have just made a lot of cav archers instead. Opponent's going for ballistics, yeah. So this turns into like a cav archer war, which is like all about getting the most cav archer on the field while sustaining good eco, and in all-in cases, you want to get as much upgrades on your cav archers as possible, such as ballistics and... oh, that sucks. Such as ballistics and thumbring, maybe. Secondary armor. So, in this spot, opponent's in a better position, because he has, like, kind of a cleaner eco. You don't need, like... okay, in this case, when you are so all-in on this unit, select these villagers, 8 villagers, and go build a lumber camp. And keep spamming cav archers. Because 5 on wood for and 14 on food for a cav archer spam is not you're not making your economy based on what unit you're going. If you're gonna go wood gold unit, keep your resources more towards wood and gold, and not take everything of wood so that you don't have, like, you took everything of wood to gold. It would be much better to take everything from food to gold, because you're gonna spam cav archers. Oh, really? Sounds good that I'm about to see the most beautiful farming eco ever. Straight out of 2017. Okay. Your opponent's doing second armor. You're doing second armor too at the same time. That's good. Good priorities there. Prioritizing upgrades on the cav archers, which is what you need to do. Let's see, is there bloodlines on them? Yes, there's bloodlines. Does he have bloodlines? Yes, he has. We also got ballistics soon, I think. Which is gonna be bad. Now we're doing more on wood, which is good. You're adapting your economy to it. I see what you mean, farming eco now. Oh, Jesus Christ. But it's okay, like, you don't need farmers right now. You need wood and gold. You need to spam cav archers and you need to win the cav archer war. And then you need to keep pushing. Someone else tumbling already? I didn't see, but he might have, yeah. Check. Yeah, he did tumbling. And that's huge. But here your advantage is that you have a bunch of feudal army that your opponent lost earlier. So now we need to push. Can we please push? You're so passive. Alright, starts to push. Good. See what our opponent has? You have more? Go attack. Okay, you idle a lot of ranges. Like, you idle a lot of production for quite a long time. Tower there is fine. If you're scared, it's fine. You don't attack a lot of times. Taking a really good fight, so now it's time to hit the eco, right? While he's running away. Like, run around a little bit with your CA, see what he has. Good there. That's good stuff, that's good stuff. Crossbow doing fine, we're running into TC, losing them for nothing. It's not good. Villagers are dying and their opponents going back. So this is really nice. Some idle wills though. What is really important now is just to not stop production of an army and try to get some good upgrades on these guys. You know that your opponent has university, which means he will have ballistics. So trying to get into ballistics as fast as possible is really good. Do you think we'll see another version of AoE2? No, I don't think so. I think this is fine. We don't need a definitive edition of the definitive edition. Are they still updating AoE2? Yeah, with patches and DLCs. Okay, got ballistic incoming, good, and then tumbling for the end. After getting all those upgrades, I usually go for eco, like start adding town centers. Market's fine because you're floating a lot of gold, so it's a decent decision. I like the wheelbarrow, it's good. It's helping the economy a lot here. See the resource collector, you're ahead, even though you were behind the wheels a lot. And you had less efficient eco in general. But because of the wheelbarrow, you have more. Right. Could just engage here. I would try to close this gap so he can't escape. So that's a mistake. You have like 34 against 16. You have twice the number. And then you went back. You see my point, guys? Like, if you have a clear advantage in an army, try to take a good fight. Like, stop him from running. He would be completely trapped here, and he would lose 16 cav archers. Instead, he goes back, let him run out, and then he starts to chase. Which doesn't make any sense. Opponent now adding scorpions, then it's time to add a siege up forward and start adding mangonels. Okay, great. There's a mangonel coming in here, maybe. It's a good decision. Monk dies right before the monastery. Yeah, so if opponent goes Scorp defense and focuses more on eco while you are less eco, you need to push. This lumber camp really needs some work, by the way. And you also have to start looking for other golds. This gold back here. Should be it. Oh, change color, but whatever. You can be yellow now. Yeah, it sees the golds, that's fine. Oh my god! Dude, you don't want a lumber camp, but one line of trees. Can't you find a little bit bigger wood line? Ah. Ay ay ay. Alright, this is huge advantage in army. You should just try to take as good fights as you can. See the... Yeah, just go kill the siege. And... Oh, the... Formation! Formation! Dude! Don't run into clumped up formation against siege. Go staggered formation. Staggered formation against the siege. Right here. It's good that you wait for your mangonel again, but this fight could be won right now. Opponent is working ahead in vills, but he's struggling on getting gold and stuff soon. You never want to be so clumped up against siege. Get some key bindings for your formation and use staggered formation. Once you're away from the siege, just clump them up again in a line formation. This is just... Like, go take this fight, like... I don't know what we're waiting for. Split. See how fast the siege dies with this number of CA he has? Just go in, take the fight. Hit and running doesn't make any sense right now. Just stand still, stand still, stand still. He missed 3 volleys. 3 times with volleys by running. Now he's killing everything, cleaning the monks, winning the fight, and this is where you just snowball. Keep spamming units, keep spamming siege. This is where you should never lose. There's some CA back here though, but they're getting cleaned up, so that's fine. There's 20 will deficit, but the map control and the army number is just huge. You can also run in. Run in here with your cav archers. Why are we standing here? You cleaned up all his army. He has nothing anymore. You have +2 armor on the CA with ballistics. Run in here and he loses 50 villagers. 36. And then he's down to 50 vills and you have 60. Instead we're standing here. We're not doing much. That forward castle is good. We can easily run in some army though. Like diving TC is not that scary, guys. It's really not. Not when you have +2 armor and a huge number. You don't lose that much. Running in here would cost him maybe 2 cav archers. Scores very similar right now. Fix the lumber camp, okay. And yeah, this map control is really nice to have. This castle is good. Takes the stone away, can go on another stone, can keep going down here. Opponent has 2 siege shops now, but just siege shops not gonna cut it here. Like opponent needs to add elite skirmishers a long time ago. When you are outnumbered in CA, you need to go into skirms, especially when you have better eco. Good micro, good micro. Can't complain about the micro, although I would use staggered formation, so I don't get that many hits. But you should definitely run in with cav archers. I'm not sure why we are scared. You have control, you have vision of all the ranges. You have vision of everything he's doing, so there's no point standing here with the cav archers. I need more stone. Tarkins could even be good here, but 6 on food. It's all in still. Opponent's closing in on getting a castle, closing in on imp. If you ran in 2 minutes ago, he would not have 2000 food right now. It's gonna add a castle there. Easy stop. Easy stop. This is a doubt castle. There's no way he gets this castle up. If he gets this castle up, I'll just stop the replay review right now. Oh. Opponent costs a GG. Alright. That was a good all-in. Well executed. Really, like, a lot of poor defense in Feudal Age. Chasing all the army, like chasing 5 army with 13 is not good. You need to spread out the army. Like, make sure that you send enough to clean and then send another to defend. And the walling should have been more, like, it should have been a bit faster. Little by little, but don't move out. Don't move out with your army against fully walled opponent when you're fully open at home. Make sure you are safe before you make risky moves like that. Unless you are really far behind and I just have to try to push it. You can obviously, like, when I play, I obviously move out a lot of times. When my opponent has maybe walls and maybe I'm exposed at home. But I always make sure that I'm at least a little bit defended or have a scout around looking for army. And it's also based on feeling, like, it takes a little bit of practice to know. After clearing up army, make sure you make that advantage a bit bigger by running in the eco, run through the TC in this case, and do a lot of damage. You don't have to send everything. Just maybe split up the group. Like, you clean up all the, like, send those, you know? Send them in here. Make the other army stand here and wait for the castle up. Things like that's super important. Take advantage of the army lead. Because if you're just gonna stand here, your opponent's eco is just gonna grow and grow and grow. If your opponent was better at defending, it would be really hard to win this. Alright, GG Harry. Was a nice game overall though. I like the Han War. I'm not a fan of mana arm opening. I would have gone scouts. Just see how eco suffered from mana arm opening. It just didn't really do anything. And I also would focus on at this elo, guys, focus on luring less deer. Take 1 deer, explore your opponent, see what he's doing. And yeah, Warrior, next week, can you send it to me next weekend? I'm only doing 3 replay reviews today. But yeah, I'm definitely down to watch it. I like that Harry renamed his recorded game so that I could find it easy.